Radiant team ban.
Just who will dire ban? Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Dire should pick now. It's Radiant's turn to pick.
Points your way.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
Imba spirit.
Choose your hero.
It seems like MMR is more than just a number. 10k analysis and the 10k player. They believe the Boom ID can push this one forward. How about Gambit? How about Gambit, man? I want to look at that because Alan seemed to be leaning that way, but he wanted to put everyone else on the spot. What do you think, Kaya?
I feel like Ember Spirit, if there's anything that can deal with the Void Spirit, it seems to be the Ember. And it's one of GPK's best heroes. I think itemization people have found for the hero is also one of the best combos in the game right now. And also, were you adding up the MMR of the entire panel to say they were 10k, or individually? What did you
No, I think Lizard already holds a majority of that anyway, right? Like, it's like, I think we actually get over.
They're at least 8 altogether. That's what's important. Morph, Ember.
You should actually get 7k out of Winter, right? You get like 9k, 8k out of Lizard, and then you have to take into account like negative 4,000 from Alan, and then you get 10k.
I will say I'm shocked that we see Chen again. There's a much better up against it because it was forced into the first phase, but it's a Morph Flang, it's an Ember Spirit, and you don't really have answers for either of these heroes.
Yeah,
there's no real stuns.
You saw the heroes they want to take out instead. They want the ES out, they want the Bat Rider out. They were very problematic for Boom to sure. But they, as you say, they got better answers this time around. Like, it's not going to be as easy just push in the lane, Streamer waiting for Sharshlo to come in nice and close. It's going to be decent shift to begin with, so with the extra support of Snapfire, they're still trying to start the early contest.
Centaur, standard strong lane. You just reduce enemy magic right click and actually Centaur opposite retaliates, smacking Slark. It's pretty tough for the hero actually. It should take a lot of pressure.
It's gonna be a 3-for-1 trade-off. Cute just strolled himself through and easy enough. Even nicer when the Clockwork doesn't have to level up cogs to trap out the ramp and get battery assault, more influence inside the lane. That's also another place where we're going to ask the question, so where does FNG have his influence in this game? Like, is this a lineup that actually have some they can fight against? Are you looking at, no, courier sniping.
I thought it was courier sniping top lane. I've never seen that, but we actually just like TPs back to the top lane. Immediately takes a Fable and just a quick look press. Mid-lane match, watch that.
Yeah. Makoto versus GPK, where we put a lot of pressure from both of these sides into having performance. And it's spirit on spirit, brother on brother.
Oh, they were cousins.
Are they cousins? Removed cousins? Well, it's like Ember Spirit didn't even know about Void Spirit. So yeah, I guess not brothers.
I mean, I don't know if they like each other. I know we're definitely avoids of the other spirits when he can.
What are you going on here? You're clicking your fingers and pointing at me like I meant that.
So the pun was bad. It was so good you didn't get it. That's the key. Anyway, Bottle Rush on GPK. I've not seen this super often, but it makes sense because these heroes, it feels like if you bottle up that tomb, you're almost guaranteed you're going to win this thing.
Man, FBZ, you're deep up the tower. He was luckily able to shift the aggro off the swashbuckle bat. It's like trying to face a morph, like that doesn't really work. It's actually morphs and then just heals up. Oh my god, Vampire, not a healthy man. The leech is gonna be there, and Dreamer Cell loved it when this happens. First blood is way, one permanent agility has been gained.
Surprised that Shacklo didn't body block a bit better though. If he blocks the pounce, he's just fine.
He also was holding his second point only now to level up the hoof stomp.
No. And they got the lane push always big when you're playing the safe lane. You get 2 burst. It's a huge edge, as we can just see why right there. And a pull as well. It's cute. This is nice. Mid lane. Clock's gonna rotate over, but there's a ward there. And GPK will know what's up. He shouldn't go to.
Yeah. And with the creep wave coming up anyway, like Makoto's not going to get huge advantage, and GPK backs up for a bit. Actually, what does he just body? That's all he can do.
It's all about the length nowadays. Arcane Rune was bottled up by Makoto, so we'll have edge for some time. And I think that that's something I'd like to see the Rubik do as well. These rune controls mid. Somebody has got to help out GPK at the point mark.
He just walks in front of Dream, gets into the trees, and is able to salve up. While him still battling heavily against GPK through the Flame Guard. Wants to keep the chase going. GPK having the bottles available and a little bit off target with the Remnant.
It doesn't really matter. So much spam potential. There's no issues. You can see him just constantly using his thing. Yeah, I've always don't miss.
Prepare for a lesson.
Bruna in 30 seconds is gonna be big. One of CX is gonna try and help out GPK in the mid lane because whoever gets this rune will start winning middle decisively.
High is just having enough of this. There's the RP Stormcraft.
Yeah.
Like, just removing his life once again. This time he's got salve, so the Clockwork's got the Walk of Shame, and Tango will just have to solo the lane. But he can push that pretty fast with Switchbuckle.
It's not a 400 man like it used to be. That was insane.
Yeah. That's broken.
This Ghost, though, one of my favorites to get on a tank. Just go back with it. It's like a Scotty slow. And Rune was bottle top, no assistance, which means you have a hated Volt, who should also be able to hit 6 first. So you gotta be cautious of your GPK.
Doesn't have the regeneration to stay in the ground. Nope, hits the remnant. Timber, come back a little bit, and God must be burnt for protection levels.
Be curious to see who looks to make moves early on. Dream Cell pounces away at the top, or even double race band. Typically don't see Slarks do this very often, but I like the decision. I want to just invest in the laning phase, right? Because Centaur will inevitably pressure you out. You don't want to go for anything too good.
Man, that's actually such a big thing to try and he swashbuckles Dreams, you can't get the last hit, and the Clockwork Rocket flapped in to try and like contest the pull camp.
And
Just being fun little small things. It's a 5-minute bounty room. It'll go. It will go 2-2.
And FNG has 18. Yes, I know a lot of it's probably easy camp, but still, they're doing a very good job down bottom. 31-12 on the mall. Only 17-0.
It's almost at the same time, but like okay, it's 200 the paying the net worth.
FNG playing great. Already level 4 as well.
Right, and 5 being pounds is up. Short. All that he's done. And Rubik just gets blasted down.
Tired. Zero still very high damage.
Oh, there you go from Makoto. But then Makoto don't get to war up to the north. From the shot, from the golem. He'll get up the hill. No one charges up on Makoto. He'll be very happy to be able to TP home.
Fuck. Split. Oh, wait, never mind. I mean, that was right. Level 5, Void Spirit level 6. And this is all because of the root. And as soon as he gets it, boom, double step, gets the kill. Haven't seen a two-step that good in my 8th grade high school dance, but very impressive performance by Makoto. This is why Winter
Two-step from the sidelines.
Oh yeah, I wasn't dancing.
Yeah.
I didn't until much later in life. Still working on it. Occasionally shattered by. Luckily, I have a so I just rebuild myself.
Yeah, I don't know if you've actually got Twitch emotes for 2 left feet. Like, if you actually put 2 left feet on a hat. You're one of the top ones. They're gonna fight again. Get back to that terrible analogy later on. I'm trying to close the distance on the room. The from Snap fire. Everybody outside the cogs and easy to pick out from the center. And a death from this vampire.
More agi, but either way, it is going to be permanent. This is really nice Dream stuff, and his game is important because if you don't get ahead on Slark, it's impossible for you to start hunting with Morph. And Dream has demonstrated he will carry this game if you give him enough faith.
Gonna get 6 without being properly harassed down. Like, I got trapped with the double wraith bands. That's flying out the courier at the moment. So he's got a lot he's searching for. At the same time, this naked back has arrived again. But FNG at a real good time.
7.5. He's got Mac. He'll have ults too. My goodness.
Not too shabby at all.
There's so much heal.
See if you can. What for the reference? I'm going to put one just that's in hole. It's not out. It's not in. I mean it's not out. It is in. Clockwork with the cold block, and nothing's going to come up that hill at him.
A tough game so far for GPK. Getting a nice ward, but not. No, at least so far not be. But I think that Gamble Toby will get the last pick this hero for GPK.
Alright, just fire.
Oh, he's
Makoto jumps down, at least himself double stunned, but Ren pulling out the Rubik. And that's now got 4th death. 5 of the kills are Boon. Well, 4 of the 5 kills have been on that Rubik. Excess Vampire giving his life, but there's diminishing returns. So ignore the kill count. The advantage is only barely going the way of Boom as far as gold.
This team is very momentum based, and you gotta expect they're feeling themselves. Sure, the gold advantage. It's not about the raw resources. How do you feel? And right now, sure, it's Dream who's ahead, but concern is that GK playmaker also on the playmaker is behind. He's having to spend a lot of time recovering. Max hasn't got, which means he's mostly just going to be shoving waves for the next 3 or 4 levels.
What's another thing to keep eyes on? Like, it's actually great with Dream. Like, he's able to scatter the observer ward that was sitting behind the tower. The other big advantage is like, how do you keep that vision advantage when Fox popping off rockets? There's a lot of different things they can work with. Well, okay. Sort of way to work, but if you don't get the kill, Stark gets back off and heals up. While Clockwork access Empire, jump ball, and BD into the roll, letting it go with the rolling thunder, and he's just constantly stopping. But then the cogs, they're actually out for the moment, and it's actually going to be Clockwork and Snapfire who are two to die in this. And I don't know if you really want to restrict yourself outside of throwing clocks. Makoto's looking for something in return, but it won't happen. There's 3 heroes there he cannot contest.
I mean, it comes down to, if you take this play, you need Makoto there, right? Like, your Void Spirit is super far ahead. He's a hero you want to be playing around, and instead they make this move with just the also combo. No, taking damage inside. They'll just kill off the Chen army. Yeah, like,
See it again.
but
Rewarded.
it just never put to work. And not just, we talked about it, FNG, mech plus Chen heal. The bonus, thanks to the divine favor. How are you kill somebody with everything standing right there?
What's this? Like, it's considered a wall. Like, we had our thing before with like the Mars spear not hitting it Roshan.
Well, I don't know,
but
I do wish you'd take yours down. I've been trying to get close to you for at least a year or 2, but I still feel like there's something between us.
Oh, God. I cannot wait for this game to be over and winter is going to come and replace it.
Definitely with a positive.
Yeah, go back to Allen. Straight past the Morphling. But exactly the way he probably thought that was going to go down. TP was coming in quickly from Excess Vampire, but he ends up cancelling that. Oh, the mid lane by himself. He's got Scatter Blast as well as his deep bolt, so no creep wave will approach that tier 1 tower. Boom, they focus on the bottom tier wall. Rocket behind inside the trees, just so they're safe. While the rest of Gambit hunt up on top. Slark having Shadow Dance and straight back behind the tower. Is there going to be a... Yeah, there's a TP coming in. Pango at least can slow down the pressure. Dream pouncing himself forward, taking on as Dreamer cell, the other Dream in this game. A quick waveform and Stampede out. Dream, he's low on mana. The Rolling Thunder from FBZ. At least he'll go through the Chen army. Can't get close enough, so he just kills off the Chen army with a backward swashbuckle.
Makoto gets bot tower though, and as this all goes down, Gambit playing with 4 heroes up top.
He's getting that awkward.
Yeah.
And you're getting, this is the other thing too, which we were wondering. We were talking about this during the drafting phase, like who's able to pick up the Spirit Vessel? If it's a 3-position clock, like, he could do it, but is that really what he wants? The Pangalia has already started over, like with the casual Javelin, the Urn of Shadows. Now we can get the Spirit Vessel to mess with the Morph.
And I really like Dream Cell's build as well. Going for the straight up fighting items, right? You want to get an Orchid timing and just go. He should, in theory, have Drums Defusal around the same time, and then boom, you've got 2 killers, whereas Dream and GPK, they're still going to have to play a little defensively. You're just trying to farm for some time. And Manta Rush on the Morph, Yules on the Ember, but they need those items up before Void Spirit has the Orchid if they want to be able to split push effectively.
The smoke's going to fail from Gambit. There's so much pressure being applied to the bottom lane, and with the Observer Ward up on the hillside, the smoke movement from FNG, yep, smoke's going to break, sentry up, at least he'll get the D ward. But Makoto, as well as Hyde, just back off the lane. And Pango's up to his own farming now. They really would like to have that Spirit Vessel before the fight has to begin. Manta Style has been built from Dream, but it's still taking some more time. Another 2.2k before he can get that.
Pretty much anybody's game still. I really am looking for Boom to get aggressive. We've discussed it throughout the series, but it does feel like the team that starts playing on the enemy side of the map first often wins. And I do believe the team that took the enemy mid tower first has won both games. And this is where I'd like to see Boom start playing once they get those core items up. Just the recipe away from the Orchid is Makoto, and the Slark just the robe and recipe away from Defusal. You get it.
Yeah.
Everyone in chat probably understands as well.
Yeah, we've learned how to translate you over time.
Flames rush.
Oh,
The
really?
team that also doesn't pick the Centaur normally wins too. No, he's played, this is now his 4th game, hasn't won a single one out of it.
Oh, please. Is he?
It's been rough.
Hey, at least he made it here.
Yeah, didn't get stuck in wildcard.
A lot of heroes don't even get picked, Toby. They just stay in the box. I've seen every Toy Story. I know how sad that is.
There is actually so many heroes who have not been played. It's a little sad.
The one, I got a DM about Warlock, and I would agree. I think that's one that we will eventually see come back. People still underestimate just how effective damage amplification and reduction is, and Fatal Bombs are still busted. But
no Alchemist, no Treants,
no Huskar.
no Husk, no Night Stalkers. He got nerfed into the ground as well. No ETs, no Enigmas.
Toby, it's a long list.
It's a very long list. I can keep going through this while we wait for the 15 minutes to come up for the boundary room contest.
And you can
That was my plan, Kyle. Why do you have to shatter the image of the illusion?
You can feel the game 3-ness of this matchup because it's 5-2, and suddenly these two aggressive teams are just farming core items and only making plays as a group. Look at this, the ward up top. No Manta yet on the Morph. He's in big trouble if the Void Spirit can to kill with his outpost.
You look towards the bottom lane. That's what they're really searching for. Clockwork's going to come in range. Hook shot forward, catching out Chargelo, puts up the cogs, and then it is just more skits flying down. Oh, Stampede, but the leash, it keeps the Centaur in position. Now the jump in as well for Pango, but the supporters arrive from Gambit. They've got all 5 players now here. The Morphling was able to complete his TP out of top lane, and Clockwork, Cog run once again. I don't know if you also want to be there, Pango. Swashbuckles up, and he's jumping as far away as he possibly can.
I can't believe nobody died there. And also top lane, that was a long TP on the Morph, but he got so lucky. He was in a little crevice where there was no ward vision, so Makoto didn't know that he was leaving, thus doesn't find what would have been a 100% free kill with the Orchid reveal. Instead, he just camps that area, waiting for nothing.
Well, the mid lane. Let's see how the defense goes. But wait, no, FBZ will arrive. Oh, he swashbuckles 1 creep. Okay, that's not enough. You need to clean up a lot more than this, including that Chen army, and that's what they're looking for right now. Cogs. Actually, he saw battery assault, not exactly what he was hoping for, but Hyde really trapped inside of his own Cogs with a cookie. Pushes him away. The Chen army is finally being removed.
You trade a lot for it, though.
Slark into the back lines. They're going to catch FNG. He's already used the mech, has Hand of God. May not, doesn't want to use that one. That's a little bit too big of an ability to just use to save your own life.
And this right there, I love the Slark against Chen. For that reason right there. You just find him, and all the counter initiation from Gambit's afraid, because if you're holding that pack, it's all cleansable. So nothing you can really do to save FNG once he gets jumped. And Void Spirit's still a huge threat to the Morph until the Manta's complete. Along with really the rest of the team, only Ember could escape with the self-Yules. And even then, if you get pounced mid, trouble. Nice rocket up. That was the ward spot used in the previous game, but Boom know what's up, and they rocket for vision to ensure it gets cleared out. Another benefit to the Slark, of course, and he's been given sentries by his teammate. That's another thing I love to see. So
he's got that. Yeah, he's got a killer. He's got the diffusal blade. This is the Slark very much ready to fight, and if he doesn't get slowed down, that BKB time is going to be even better. Already with 4 permanent agility and 3 kills to his name.
Yep. Spirit Vessel on the Pango. I love that decision too. You've got to buy one. We've talked about how much sustain this Chen provides. The Morphling obviously going to be trying to regen up when he gets targeted. This allows you to reduce that significantly. And Pango plus Snapfire is a hell of a deep push. They're just camping this mid tower. They spam their Q and the wave's dead immediately. You need this Chen army plus some more players if you actually want to be able to finish off this dire tier 1.
I don't know if I'm totally sold on this switch of items. The growth bow into the Void Spirit.
So the magic resist.
Yeah, over Pupil's Gift.
It's more damage output on the spell combo. If you're hunting Morph, it makes sense, but now that there's a Manta up, that's no longer really a possibility. So perhaps they'll change back.
I want they see everything. Boom, bringing numbers towards the mid. BZ. He's getting a little bored.
to play.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's 6-2. Everyone, there's like a rule here. We've got a ceasefire. And only time I've seen Boom cross into this area of the map is under the cover of smoke, as they are now. Few pulls back in, to your point. Makoto listening.
It was, who was it? I think it was actually FBZ I bumped into, but in their second game against BA yesterday. It's like, yeah, we weren't in the right headspace for that game. Why? Because they were playing boring heroes. Middle lane, initiation starts off, FBZ, Stan swashbuckles down and then gets cookied back up again into GPK, but it's the back lines where Clockwork initiated and just got popped out by the Morphling as well as the Rubik. These cogs just blocking the top ramp and Searing Chains, making it difficult for Boom to be able to escape. They're just trying to get back out again. Makoto will be able to do so. Both supports from Boom have fallen.
And it's this team fight of Gambit, man. A big part of it's the Chen. You effectively have like 600 plus healing on Gambit. You don't have any on Boom. And this is a big deal. These Clockwork cogs also seem somewhat anti-synergy with the Pango, because he effectively just walls off his friend. I think he doesn't jump
bounce off it, right? Like he just goes up against it and just keeps rubbing.
I mean, that sometimes is effective.
Clark found Ember Spirit. Quick little Searing Chains. That's a well-off target swashbuckle, and Ember will just remnant away to safety. He finishes up his Maelstrom as well, coming out in the Courier.
Gotta be leaning Gambit thus far. This Morphling approaching E-Blade already with the Mantas. You said there's no real stuns on the side of Boom. Your weight of killing Morph is, at some point in theory, Slark's able to go toe-to-toe, but he's still a ways away.
And they're three-man smoke ganking. They'll find Kez-Cute. They don't really, like, that's not the target they were hoping for. They were hoping for Core.
Man, what an item to pick up. Ember Spear with Dragon Scale. Just a bonus 48 damage to every target, or 54 rather. Because you slight and then proc the Fire Burn. Also some nice free armor against this physical damage.
Fine is just making a break for the trees. He knows that Gambit want that tier 2 tower on top, and with the Chen, it's quite easy to claim it. Dreamer Cell's trying to get some kind of counter push on the bottom lane, but Radiant fought up.
I don't know about that. If you're Gambit, you might even look to keep going.
They're getting attacked on their tier 1 and their tier 2, so Ember will come back, but he's fine. He'll always have a remnant to work with.
Tower has fallen.
But not going to back off from this that hard. Actually, we will. He'll pounce away. And the mid lane Gambit have TP back to defend their mid tier 1.
Gambit slowly but surely acquiring map control. I still cannot believe how slow-paced this game is. Very methodical from both sides, but you can't really blame Boom considering they want to play aggressive, but Gambit's walking around with a zoo in tow, and you're just not really able to contest if FNG's nearby with all this heal sustain.
Do Gambit have a lineup where they can at least force an engagement? Like, I suppose like Roshan would be the only critical thing that Boom would have to come out to stop. Like, if they're losing towers, they're okay with this as long as they don't lose their high ground, their tier 3s. Because, what was it, I think Lizard was saying on the panel, like in the late game, you're going to favor the Slark.
Yeah.
You're going to favor him against Centaur, against Morph.
He just needs like 4 or 5 items. It's at a point where he's got, you know, Butterfly Scotty or something equally ridiculous, where things start to turn up for him, but you just don't out-farm, or rather out-fight in the mid-game against a hero like Morph, especially post-Manta. I expected that E-Blade to look to get frisky. Perhaps now, as you said, yep, let's get into Roche to keep avoiding us. Let's just grab an Aegis or fight them.
Yeah, double damage is just the biggest enabler for this with Dream. And Slark will get his trade-off. Like, this is the old-fashioned trade-off. Roshan for the Radiant tier 2 tower on bot. The Dreamer Cell's already beginning his own TP over. But Roshan's dead. They won't get there in time. Like, you could throw a Mortimer's Kiss in there. Clockwork gives the extra information, but they're still too far out of range. Morphling's taking it. The double damage room, they just weren't ready for that.
Shout out to Nahas, who's been beating the same drum for about 4 years now. Double damage should do at least half damage instead of what it does to enemy heroes on Roshan and objectives. However, it is part of the game, and it does sort of force objectives, but it is kind of silly at times. You're like, oh, hey, we got the one rune that allows for this move to happen. Let's go do it. At the same time, you know, we've all played card games before. Them's the breaks.
Why do you have to do card games? Like, I never played
RNG.
I never played Artifact.
No such thing as a good poker player, Toby. Just a lucky one.
No such thing as Artifact. GPK, hey there, hunting him down, but a quick spirit jump away will break the smoke. And he's back to the tier 1 tower for safety. And the Radiant are scanning just to see if Boom are keeping that pressure on, but they're not. They're cleaning up the jungle instead. Back to the farming, but they want to fight. BKB on Slark. You want your ability to jump in and find a kill. But I suppose you can just try and take the tier 2 tower, but that's backdoor protected. Creep wave's coming, so it won't take much longer, but the mid lane, TP in from Pango. He's inside the trees, seconds coming in. X's Vampire's on the other side of those trees. Able to steal the little shredder. That is the worst thing that Rubik probably could have got from Snapfire.
And also, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure I'm buying this Slark against Morph as this game continues. It's just because the Morph's gonna have so much support. All these auras, you can turn into the Slark, still stacks your own. It just...
But if he gets disarmed and like these type of problems, like...
Disarmed by Pang, I guess? I don't know, it just feels like, click on Centaur, right? Look at Slark.
He's gonna jump in, I'm looking right there. The disarm, hook shot, 5-4, but the Morphling jumps in, Dreamer still able to get the BKB off in time. He's not getting the extra life back. He is not triggering off the Shadow Dance. Splits into two different parts, everyone trying to disengage out of this one, but Morphling looks for his own target. Ember Spirit jumping forward with a couple of remnants. The Cookie can't get hide away to safety. He'll die inside of his own cogs to GPK's burn, and Pangalia caught by the stolen remnant. They're able to get the Searing Chains on Pango, but the Glimmer Cave protecting him inside the base. Swashbuckle still on cooldown. For all of this, for everything Gambit threw in, only Clockwork dies in this fight. And Slark's already running away, picking up bounty runes.
Yeah, the difference maker there was you click on Slark, all of his auras are self-generated. Look at Rubik. Look at these heroes when they group up. They've got 10 different unique buffs. +2 armor Keela, +3 from the toughness aura, the extra healing, the mech, the regen aura. It's just ridiculous. And you combine that with the fact that they're all doing 30% more damage thanks to the Wolf Creep. Aegis on Morph. This is looking pretty sick for Gambit. I just want to see them press this edge. They're ahead. They potentially have enough of a lead. They could just straight up win this game. Tier 3 items coming out. I believe they've got enough for everybody to have one. Nope, they need to farm 2 more, so maybe just farm out some jungle camps, pick those up.
Yeah, there's 0 right now for Boom. Dreamer Cell's going to grab them all and send them back. That's not a bad one to get. Mindbreaker for the Slark. And he still wants to keep that pressure on bottom lane. It's one of the big things for Boom. High ground defense just feels still so good. They've got so many ways where they can just clean the wave out. And if the cogs can block the ramp side and Gambit can't get in, they could find themselves heavily separated, and Stampede won't save you in that scenario.
You need long fights as Boom. Slark's got to be in and out of this fight multiple times. Manta's got to be forced out like 2 or 3 Orchid usages. Smoke,
it's going to break. Dreamer Cell, quick pounce away, goes towards the left, and man, that Ember Spirit. Aghanim Scepter is up, he moves fast. Slark will just BKB TP out. It's the wisest thing to do. But it's still that 9-second BKB. They're starting to reduce in duration.
And we'll see how this plays out, but for now, Gambit, total control. How long is Aegis? Another 30 seconds. So they're probably just not going to use it. Titan Sliver up on the Morph. That's excellent. Ooh, that was close.
Just about 0.2 seconds away. Slark pouncing forward, going to find the Chen. This is a nice little grab. Any kind of kill they can claim. The mech's already been triggered off, but they haven't finished the job just yet. Slark still wants to push forward and find something, but that's 4 heroes. Gambit always with the numbers.
And it's just easier for them, right? Like Clockwork, the support duo of Boom just feels kind of worthless right now. Their whole game is just, does Slark carry, and the hero's not going to do enough damage.
Jumps forward, Snapfire tries to be protected.
He got the wave though.
They had dust, they had sentries, and now fortification comes in.
They brought back door down. The creeps got close enough, so they still have that 10 to 15 seconds to push this tower, and then the wave will get there in time for them to be able to continue. And oh my god, the damage.
That's a big silence over on Centaur. They couldn't instantly E-blade themselves, pop themselves out while Slark starts the attack over on the Morphling. Trying to shift this damage as Clockwork. Hook shocks forward. Morphling pull back hit by the Revenant, then push back by the Cogs. He'll burn a lot of mana from this, but Clockwork again dying now out to Centaur. mentor. Because every time he initiates, he ends up just trying to kill himself off the clock, try and separate the battle too, but Makoto really trying to battle against Morphling. The E-Blade makes it impossible to continue the attack in, but now with a Remnant, Dream still trying to move away from the rest of Boom, but the BKB, they're both worn off now from Boom, and look at Gambit, re-engage back in. They know this is their time. Dream himself knows he's time to get away. Waveform a little bit off target, as this Rolling Thunder does cause a couple of bumps out. The Snapfire dead for 70 seconds. Clockwork once again trapped inside of his own cog, surrounded by 4 heroes, but they want a core. They want the real hero kill, and they found one as Pangolier. Dream himself doing everything he possibly can to stop this fight, but then FBZ swashbuckles up. They get the Tyrian chain together and push back down again. It's just cookie stuns, it's hoof stomps, and it's 3 heroes down from Boom.
It's near flawless teamfight execution as well, Toby. That was sick. Kite the BKBs, immediately they re-engage, they force the tower, get the response they wanted. Boom gets baited, and yeah, you're targeting this more. Dream playing so elusively. GPK is a free game. How do you kill either one of these cores? They have such insane survivability. GPK with that Ags is just nigh unkillable, and he's just dancing with his opponents. Has that extra second on Searing Chains, too. It's a 4-second stun and an 8-second cooldown.
Oh, Makoto wants to jump in. They're going to work it with Dream, but still, he has to buy back. There's no other choice. Makoto is able to astral step himself back into base. They're going to lose. The melee racks up on top. Okay, they won't buy back. There's still all the towers on bottom lane, so they won't lose much more than that, but you're starting to see that. Well, not starting to. You're continuously seeing the amount of damage that can go into the Slark if BKB is down.
Yeah, it's just not much you can do here. And this is where the Slark versus Morphling. I understand the argument. I know Dota buff gives Slark a big edge, but in competitive matches, it really comes down to the team play. And the problem is that Morph is so easy to buff up into this ridiculous carry. I remember that game at the Major, we got an Apex rune and suddenly just slaughtered things with the DT. You just... No, not the. He got the rune and the what's it called? The one that increases your max attribute, main attribute. Chad will tell me in a couple seconds. It doesn't matter that you don't know, Toby. Don't worry about it. But point is,
I'm not trying to follow what you're saying.
You play with Chen and Morph together. Good things are going to happen, especially if you got a GPK Ember going off.
All right, now Dream is going off, and GPK is alongside with him. At least Boom, like, they lose that fight. They know they're in a bad position, but they still keep their eyes on the map. They TP down, they keep the pressure on the bottom lane. That's the only place they really can provide that level of pressure.
This feels like it's been the tail of the tape thus far. Just nothing doing for Boom. What plays have they tried to make, right? It was that play bottom where they ended up getting both supports killed inside their own cogs.
They'll have
Since then, it's just
they'll have to battle Roshan line. That's the only place they could really do it. Because if they get Nagus Immortal into Morphling, I don't think Gambit like lose anyone of value pushing in to take that bottom lane of Rax. GPK is playing with Makoto.
It's gonna have Shiva's up soon just to provide so much vision, and Gambit, like, oh man, this Axe pickup seems like such a sick move. I'm surprised we don't see it more often, to be honest. That Dire Observer Ward did scout out the fact that Gambit were grouping up, so I think smoke was already called out.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
They definitely know the numbers are there, and yep, a quick little scan just for a little bit of confirmation. Full retreat for Boom. Good vision being planted down, ready for the attack through the bottom lane. And they found a target, and it's Hyde again. And I feel like this guy's just been the punching bag of Gambit. He's almost 50% of their kills.
Dire's bottom tower is
and Dream will easily take this tier 1 tower by himself. No backdoor protection for tier 1s. No fortification either.
And this team behind him is just not going to be able to take him down.
Yep. They're waiting to go, though. Gonna try and, Observer up. Someone's gonna get rid of that Radiant Sentry, too. That's a backup from Gambit. They're in a very, very strong position. 14,000 being the gold advantage. As we get to watch this top fight once again.
It's just picture perfect. Look at this. Both BKBs popped. Ember out. Oh, BKB's down. Boom, get caught just hesitating. They want to engage, but they've lost their ability to actually land anything on a target. And all of a sudden, Gambit's here. No problems. The 4 staffs on both Shaklo and Rubik, just serving to make it even easier to kite. And you combine that with all the sustain.
What do you do? FBZ, rolling, thundering. to the pit. Roshan's a 4K. But now they're all getting back out again. And Melt the bounce forward from Slark. A quick force off away. Chen's able to get his distance. No real strong disarm, and Slark's in too deep. But the hook shot, backline's clockwork, has picked up and thrown around. The Rubik's had a great time against Hyde. Still no one dead just yet, but Morphling's doing the best he can to try and catch up to Slark, who pounces himself up on top of a hill. Know where he wants to be. Same thing for Clockwork inside the river, with no way out and no buyback available, so they're going to lose a big vision advantage. Maybe Centaur too far up, but nah, you got a 4-star available. Rubik, he can be the bigger one caught, as Makoto trying to stay with it, but again another 4-star and the Stampede. Disengage after disengage. Mortimer's Kids is flying inside the pit, making life difficult. Dream at least has the Aegis to the Immortal, as they wait for Dreamer Cell to pounce himself away from this fight. The Void Spirit got hunted down by the Ember.
You see Dreamer Cell get stuck up on that cliff, man. I know RTZ's been smurfing in Herald matches. I didn't think he was in this one too. Unbelievable. There's just no way to fight to this team. They hook in, immediate lift out. There's just too much disengage. Morphling's got to be KB. No one, like, you just can't kill anybody, Topes. If you can't out team fight, you can't pick off, and you can't out scale. There's really just not much you can do to win the game. Look at this. Oh, let me morph slow. Let me summon him back in. Bring me my Greaves recipe. Bring me my Aether Lens recipe, his allies say.
And you're seeing
they go right for Megas.
You're seeing where Slark's moving, because they don't have the vision on the hillside anymore. So Slark is trying to wrap around the back lines, at least get a support. I think he wants the Rubik, but he knows he's under vision. They just lost Kescute once again. And with the Rolling Thunder forward at BZ, now to hit pretty hard, I think Rubik will end up falling. So Dreamer Cell finally getting something of what he's searching for. A little couple of hits into Shashlo, and the disarm, making life a little harder, but and Hyde trapped in his cogs of doom. 3 heroes down, and it really does feel pretty hard. Like, you get the Rubik, and that's what you're celebrating. That's not enough to celebrate. Not at this point in the game. 35 minutes in, you're just gonna get megged. And Gambit will be disengaging to re-engage. They got the rooting over on the Pangolier, and he will not get away from this one safely. Makoto joins him as well, and GG is called. Gambit will be the first team to reach the winners bracket final here at the StarLadder IMBATV Minor. A good performance in Game 2 and Game 3. They'll definitely want to forget Game 1, but showing the strength of this team to bounce back and just finish this series properly.
Oh, for sure. Impressive performance. They looked real shaky in that first game, but I'd argue they won all 3 if they had just went to